in Petrópolis. I'm working nowadays on a voluntary project because I need to improve my skills in the area of the technology. I'm stay here for to learn in English because in this area I need a lot that. Um, Let me see. I am a test analyst. In my free time, I like listen to music. I like watching movies, series. Stay with my family and friends. Let me see. My favorite color is green. I like go to the is shopping, small, and I think that's it about me.
Okay, thank you, Priscilla. So, guys, good afternoon. Today we are going to talk about why people are afraid of speaking English. And I think it's a good subject. I think it affects us a lot because we all English learner. So I think it's good. It's interesting to talk more about it. This process, the difficulty. It's good to share some tips and your own experience about this process. Okay, but beside, I need to explain how Talking Talkie works a little bit. So Talking Talkie is a platform language, a language platform, and for beginner, for advanced, intermediate and advanced speakers. And here it's a safe place to practice because there is no judgment or any corrections. Everyone be respectful each other. And so, guys, I need to remind you, I'm not a teacher. I'm not a teacher. I'm only an English student as you. And I'm here to guide this conversation and to speak with you to improve together our English skills. Okay. So, if you want to know more information about how Talking Talk works, you can go on the website talkingtalk.com.br. Okay, and now we can start our conversation. I will create one more room to get our conversation flow better, I think. Oh, so just a second. Um, okay, if you receive some invitation, please click on it and have fun. Uh, I will bring you back in 40 or 50 minutes, okay? Okay, so I would like to ask you, Yasmin, please introduce yourself.
Sure. Yasmin, I'm 19 years. I'm from São Paulo, capital. I live with my parents and my cat too. Nowadays, I'm in the college. I'm studying systems analysis and development. In my free time, I like to read books. Nowadays, I'm reading a Tolkien books. Is from Lord of Rings universe. Is a good book. And I'm watching Breaking Bad. For me, is it?
Okay, Maria Eduarda, please.
Hi guys, I am Maria. I'm 27 years old. I work with brand and data analysis for a market agency in São Paulo. But I'm not living in São Paulo right now. I'm with my parents in a small city in the countryside in state of São Paulo, called Paraguaçu Paulista. In my free time, I like to watch some TV series, walking with my dog, see my friends. Sometimes I like to cooking, but depends on my mood. And I really enjoy to listen to music and go to the concerts.
Nice. And about me, I'm Ayla. I live in Belém. I was born here. I married. I have one daughter and one little dog. I'm a dog person. I work as a public servant, and I decided to study in English after the pandemic because I wanted to learn a new thing and to I think to challenge myself if you are possible. And yes, you are possible. So I'm here nowadays and as a hostess, and it's a pleasure for me to be part of this platform. This platform it helped me a lot since I found it. So it's so good for me. Okay. And now we can start to answer the questions. The number two, I would like to ask you, Maria Eduarda, please. Can you read and
Yeah.
start to discuss?
What do you think are some common reasons why people may feel afraid to speak in English? I think because it's a different language and sometimes we don't know all the words, so we feel afraid to make mistakes. I think make mistakes is the biggest reason why people is afraid to talk in English. And in my case, for example, I started to learn English when I was like 15 or 16, and I changed the college. I studied in the public school, and I changed to a private school. And in the private school, everybody knows how to speak English because they study they are studying this since they are 6 or 7 years old. And for me, it was really, really difficult, and I was ashamed because I can't speak in the same way they are speaking. So I'm a little afraid to speak. So all the time I was quiet in the class. But now I'm feeling well with that. I understand the environment and the reasons why I'm learning. And is I think maybe the afraid of mistakes and they don't know the words, they can't understand what the people are saying.
Okay, I totally agree with you. And so I think people, it's common because you when you decide to learn a second language, it's so different. It's so complicated in the beginning. I remember when I started to study. I thought many times to give up because I feel like so uh, dismotivated because I thought it was impossible. Even because I'm older and I had in my mind a false belief that I'm not able to speak, I'm not able to learn it. It's so complicated for me. But it's not true. It's not true. And when I decide to expose myself and to face my fears, because it's not easy, guys, not easy to expose to make mistakes, and we worried, oh, what are people think about me? But it's impossible. That is, for me, there is no other way to speak another language if you don't expose yourself to it, and to accept your limits and take your time. I think when I decide to take my time, and I decided to, it doesn't matter what the people are saying about me. I won't do it. I won't do it. And it's enough for me. And I will practice. I decided to practice as much as possible, little by little. Every single day, I decided to not only study grammar, because when you focus on only grammar, and how uh, words is pronunciation, it's so important. But you need to try to speak. Uh, Even when you are wrong, you try to speak, because you need some muscle memory. And it's complicated in the beginning, but after that you try, and to try again, and to create a daily routine for it. I think it can improve more and more after. So I think the common reason, it's about to ashame it, to feel ashamed, and to feel afraid of to make mistakes. But it's common. It's so common when people decided to speak another language. And you, Yasmin, what do you think about this question?
I agree with you. For me, the biggest challenge is the fear that people feel about try to learn other languages, because you are out of your comfort zone. You're trying something new, and you have the kind of the fear to be judged for another else. So for me, this is the reason that are more common for that. And I think this can be a big challenge for a person that don't face it, the fear, because uh, everyone have the power of try and be good at it. But if you even try in all of your life, you can improve it, you can learn it, and so it's a big challenge. And for me, I think there is other common reason, that is the like you said, the fear of don't get this kind of accent that people just consider that are right accent, but isn't in that way. English is talked for a lot of countries, and these countries are a lot of accents, like we saw in the video. I think the girl was Indian, and she talks in with her accent, but if she talk in that way, we can understand perfectly that what was saying. So I think other common reason is the fear that with you to talk in a way that we will have a kind of accent that people don't accept. I think this kind of view are more from uh, US, like US people don't like so much from accents for other countries and they judge a lot, but they even know geography, so why we will care about their opinion though. So I think for me, these are the biggest reasons for that.
Yeah, it's a good point. What are you talking about the accent? Because I heard every time people say, I don't have a good accent. And people can't understand because my accent, but it's not true. They understand us. Well, yes. I think it's more complicated when we pronounce the wrong syllable. I think it's complicated, but no, because our accent. And Indians, it's a good example for us. They are improving a lot, I think, because they don't care about their accent. They want to speak, to be able to communicate, and it's enough. I think we need to change our mind about it, to worry more about our capacity to communicate and not to be perfectly. I think it's no good for us. Uh, that's my opinion. And okay, now I'm gonna read the next. Number 3, how can fear of making mistake impact someone's willingness to communicate in English? I think, as I said, I think when we let the fear, like when freeze, you freeze because you feel so afraid of, and you think your English is no good. And especially when you start when you first start speaking, I think it's more common. It's I think this impact it's kind of paralyzes us, and to feel so ashamed, and you tend to give up. But it's a process. And when I realize it, I put it on my mind. So I'm on the process. And I need to accept it if I want to improve myself. If you want to improve my capacity to speak a second language. And I think this way helped me to face my difficult, because every day I learn a new thing. It's good. I think I learned to enjoy this process, just enjoy this process, and don't criticize myself. Oh, I'm not good because uh, other person is better to me. They speak so good. No, it's no good, and we shouldn't do it. And that's it. And what did you think, Maria Eduarda? Let me know.
I believe that feel fear is normal when we are in a new situation, but when you have so much fear about something, as you said, we are like freezing and giving up this situation. But when people have too much fear, I think they know the words, they know how to communicate, they can't do that because the fear. So I think this fear of make mistakes can't do you are not able to communicate well. In my case, as I said, was a teenager and I was learning English, and I I know the words, I know how to communicate, but I'm not too good as my classmates, so I used to be quiet and don't talk in the class. But now I can see that it's just fear what I was feeling that time, and now I'm feeling more confident to speak. Even I'm not like a beggar, uh, not the best one. I think I'm better than yesterday, for example.
Yeah, it's you are getting better step by step.
Yes.
That's true. Thank you for sharing. And you, Yasmin.
Fear can literally paralyze us in a lot of situations that are new for us because we are getting out from our comfort zone. So, principally in English, that is a language that we don't have so much contact in our country. For another countries, there are more contact with uh, others' language, but here in Brazil isn't a thing that is so used just in a few schools that are more voted to it, or particular schools, but in public schools is more difficult to find it, and because of this, we don't have so much access for it in our country. And once we don't have so access in this, we don't have so access to listening in this so much in this language. Like for native people, we don't have the access to speak in that language in so many places. So when we are faced in a situation that we need to talk in English, we start to feel the kind of fear to, oh my God, now you make mistakes because I'm not used to talk in English. I will commit mistakes with my accent. I will commit mistakes with expressions, and we start to have a lot of talks that we will avoid us to can talk because like in Maria's situation, her know the words, her know how to speak, but in that situation, her was not able to do this because of her fear of it. So I think this is more common that we talk because um, so many times we know the words, we know the expressions, we know what we need to say and what we want to say. But when we are faced in a situation that more people are listening us, more people are looking to us, this situation, this contest just make our brain feeling paralyzed and we just forget all of the words, all of the things that we want to talk. So I think the fear of making mistakes impact a lot.
Mhm. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. I agree with you. It's it's about our self-esteem too. Yeah. Okay. Now the number 4. Maria Eduarda, could you read this question? Your
Are
turn
there,
to read or not? I forgot.
I think you,
Or
yes,
Yasmin.
it's my turn, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Okay,
Are
go
there
ahead.
cultural or societal factors that contribute to the fear speaking English? Do you think that Brazilian people overhated English language? I think that are some reasons why people have fear of speaking English. In Brazil, especially, I think because English is a little bit expensive to study, so people think that is not a thing for everyone, is difficult, is expensive, is like something really special that some people can't use it or can have access. As Yasmin said, in public school is not like in the private school, so people have difference in the education, and then make they feel not good enough like the others. And I don't think that Brazilian overhated English, but we don't have so much contact with the language, so it's something different and that make some fear because it's something you know by the most of people. But I remember that I saw in some news some weeks ago that Brazil has a lot of English school, is one of the is one country that have the most English school in the world. But people, even this, people don't speak English well in Brazil because we are not in contact with the language. We have so much fear to speaking. So I think there's something in the culture, maybe we don't think is a language easy to learn or something like that, and give up and don't continues to learning.
Yeah. It's a important point about the English regular course in Brazil. I don't know, but in my opinion, there is something wrong because I know a lot of people who start to to learn English since they were child or teenager, but they know a lot of things. They know grammar a lot, vocabulary a lot, but they don't speaking. They can't speaking. I don't know. I think something wrong about the way to teach English, maybe. And another thing I noticed, it's about the people only. I don't know if a characteristic of Brazilian people, but uh, usually Brazilian people only want to speak if they can speak perfectly. It's terrible. It's terrible. I don't know. I can understand it. I can understand it because they want they don't care if they commit a lot of mistake in Portuguese, but when it's about English, they want to speak correctly, perfectly, and it's so I'm not against who want to get achieve advanced level. Okay, it's good. I'm not say about it, but I think when we are learning another language, a second language, it's impossible to start speaking correctly, perfectly, because it's a second language. And I think sometimes advanced speaker commit mistakes, and it's common. I don't know, guys, but I think because this, I consider Brazilian people overrated in English language. I'm not sure, but it's what I notice the most. And you, Yasmin, what are your opinion?
As for me, I think there are a lot of culture things that difficult more our learning with other languages, because in Brazil we don't have so much access to this kind of acknowledgement. Even other acknowledgements, Brazil isn't a country that have this kind of preoccupation with with education, and education with another languages is between this, because first, a lot of places is just possible to real know other language if you pay for it, because public schools are not prepared for even have the basic acknowledgement, even the others language acknowledgement, so we can find more places to learn other languages in or in English schools, or in schools that are more prepared for it. So the thing that Maria said is a good point of view. Like, here we have a lot of schools of English, but a lot of people don't know even how to speak. Like, we have a lot of traditional schools, and these schools just show the subjects like, okay, you have to learn grammar, you have to learn this thing, you have to learn that thing, but you even apply it. You just apply the exercise that is in the book, but you don't have a real conversation that you real uh, you real is talking in other language. That is the thing that is the one of the things more important to know other language, because okay, you can learn a lot of expressions, you can learn a lot of words, but if you don't learn how to communication yourself, how to make it clearly, how you will have a conversation, how you will use the language. So we have a lot of traditional schools, but we don't have so much people that really know the language in a way that can communicate yourself. And I think this is a culture factor, because traditional schools of English are more worry about to earn money than real have uh, a good way to talk with the people. So a lot of people pay for it, but don't have the access to real trying the language, real speaking the language. Is a culture factor for us. And I think Brazil have a good, uh, a big point of view for English. Like, okay, English is important, is a mondial language, because uh, uh, all of the countries know even one person in all of the countries know this language, so it's important, it's so important. But Brazil have this kind of point of view that, for example, United States are better than us, and take the language in that way, like, oh my god, English is a better language that our language. So I have this talk about it, that Brazil have this kind of uh, turn all of the United States things bigger than other ones think. So this is my point of view of this.
Yeah, I think it's a good point what you said about this influence, the economy from the other countries, especially uh, countries that speak in English. It's a hard influence, and it's thought they are better than us. They are the best. So um, I think it can explain what a its power. It's afraid. So I want to speak correctly because it's the best language. I don't know. I think it could be this thought. Okay, I think the next, I don't know, but I think you have uh, more time to answer at least one more question. Yasmin, could you read the next, or if you want to choose another question, feel free, okay?
Okay, let me see. Oh, the seven is a good question. How can educators and language structures help students overcome their fear of speaking English? I will talk up thing that can be a bad thing, but at the same time can be a good thing. If you are an educator, a instructor, and you don't have the time to speak in the language, how the people will learn it? So I think that they have to have this activity uh, to put the situations in a con- uh, converse conversation situation, because if even the instructors put the students in a situation that they need to talk, who will put them? Because if you are in a class, you are a instructor in some place, you have to provide the tools for the people will learn it. And if the person is in a school for, or even in a class of English, and don't have this kind of tool that is conversation in the language, no one else will provide it for the person. So I think instructors will help a lot if they put these kind of situations in their classes. And other act that they can have is be more worried about real knowledgement than grammar, because I don't know if you have this same point of view than me, but before talk, I try in other places to learn English, if with in YouTube, free courses too. And in all of the tries I have, I always see the same thing. You will learn the grammar, you will learn the structures, and that's it. But we don't, even Portuguese, we don't learn this. In Portuguese, first we learn to talk when we was children, and second we was in the school learning grammar. So why not learn first how to communicate yourself, and second how to speak in a way that structure will be correct. Because even in Portuguese, if someone just get to say something to you, even the person say everything in that phrase incorrectly, in the order incorrectly, you can understand. Even in this situation, why people won't understand us in English? So I think instructors have need to have this kind of need uh, to told people real can communicate. Okay, grammar is important, but if you don't even apply it, you won't learn, because there are a lot of structures. Even people that talk in the language remember the structures. Even us that born talking Portuguese, we always be correct in our uh, in our conversation. So for me, this is the principal things that educators have to think about.
Yeah, totally agree. And you, Maria Eduarda, thank you, Yasmin.
I think that, as Yasmin said, the teachers and the instructors need to understand the situations we will really need to speak in English, and try to force us to speak in the situations. We need to learn the grammar, the words, the structures, but we need to know how to use it. Sometimes make games, make real situations in the class, like, oh, you are going to a coffee with the class and we are talking just in English in this coffee. I think I think that things like that help the students to really speak in English. And one thing that helped me, that my teacher made with me, is like to understand more the culture, not just the language. So I like the English culture, the singers, the boy bands. So they put me in this culture to understand more about the language, not just the words. It's like Brazilian, when people learn Portuguese, they know a lot of gírias, and if they don't know the culture in Brazil, they will don't understand the gírias. And I think in English there's a similar way to do that. So you need to like the culture, need to know more things about the English, not just the words or not just the language.
Yeah, it's good point too about the culture. Guys, from my point of view, I agree with you all. I think for me, educators, language instructors, I think they can improve more about to stimulate students to speak and to focus on communicate. It's important to learn grammar, structure. Yeah, I agree, totally agree. It's important because we only can speak if you understand how to create a sentence, and okay, and it's good because you should get better our speak if you maintain your studies. Okay, but I think not only it, and it's for me it's better if you can is if you stimulate their student to improve their communication. So and to be respectful each other because sometimes I notice people Brazilian people like to criticize the English the others. It's no good because it's so complicated to learn another language and you have to deal with criticizing and laugh. Okay, sometimes you can laugh. It's poke fun. It can be uh, a little fun, but it depends on if you have some close friends. Okay, but you try to correct people who want to speak something and they can't because the others, oh no, it's no, it's wrong. It's no, the wrong sentence. So you can focus on in the messenger. And the what people are trying to to say. I so I think it's important to focus on it because native speakers, I think they don't worry if we use the correct structure. They want to understand us and they want we understand their them. So sorry, guys. I make a lot of mistake. Okay, I will bring the guys back. So what did you know about the conversation, girls? Yasmin.
For me, it was a amazing conversation because we are talking about learning English at English, so it's a good thing. And I always say it in Tampa Talk we can real talk about things for day by day because sometimes you are faced to a conversation, but you start to talk about common things like movies, series, and something like this. It's good topics too, but when you talk in real situations and that we talk more in our day by day is better to improve our English because we are trying something new to talk about, and it was just amazing. The topic was amazing too.
Thank you, Yasmin. Thank you for sharing. And hi guys. How was the conversation? Did you like it? Let me know, Christian.
Yeah, the topic was perfect. We were trying to share our ideas, or we could understand different points of views, and we shared as well different techniques that we use that we normally use in this journey. Um, yeah, that's it. It was so good.
Yeah, and you, Priscilla, what are your
I
experience?
I like a lot this conversation in the other room. It's very interesting talking about it and sharing about the different point of view. It's so nice.
Nice. Thank you for sharing. And you, Bruna, did you
It was
like it?
really nice. Yeah, it was really nice because everyone can relate to this topic. as students and people who wants to get better in English. So yeah, it was really nice. The questions were really good. Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Yeah, guys, thank you all. I think it was a good conversation. I so appreciate it to share our opinions, each other, and to talk because it's when we are learning a second language, it's no easy, but you can enjoy this process, this long process, and to understand. For me, the first thing I prioritize it's to be able to communicate my idea, my thoughts, and know to focus on a lot about my mistake because I keep make a lot of mistake in this process, and that's okay. It's important. I can learn from my mistake, and it's good. Okay, guys, I put the link of survey on chat, and I would like to ask you answer this survey, okay, for my improvement, and to let some suggestion of other topics I would like to see. And to thank you all. Thank you, Maria Eduarda, Yasmin, Priscila, Christian, and Bruna. Thank you a lot for you come in this conversation, and I hope to see you on the next time, okay? Take care
Thank
and
you.
bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
guys.